What's up, everybody? This is Echo Ninja, the ninja that's kicking it with you. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about the second episode of Batwoman. Yeah, that's right. The CW's new baby that's up on Sunday nights. And let me tell you, even though the pilot was pretty the second episode's actually not bad. It's a good improvement. You liking my glasses? You're not liking my face, though, because I know the beard is gone. But I hate it, too. I had to do it for something that I was doing this past weekend. And my new glasses, as you can see, can't even see my eyes through the damn video. But it's okay. Anyway, those are my little Tony Stark glasses. My other pair. But anyway. Let's talk about Batwoman. I keep saying Batman. Hopefully he'll show up. Who knows? But anyway, Batwoman. Kate Kane, that is. About this show, which is really cool. Different from other shows. Now, not a lot of shows can be like how Arrow Season 1 was. Arrow Season 1 was phenomenal. It's something that's very rare that they can do. And it looks like Batwoman might be doing the same thing. Whether you hated it or whether you loved it, it's going to be doing the whole flashback trope, as it showed a lot of in this episode. Because the episode was very heavy on Alice, getting more deep into one of the villains. Since it seems like it's the year of the villains, might as well get deep with this character, because she's a freaking awesome character. I loved her character since the pilot. So she's a very intriguing character, and I can't wait to see what she has in store. So the thing about this episode is that it does different what most superhero shows do, which is basically it does that whole villain of the week type thing. Now, there's nothing wrong with the villain of the week type thing. It's just that, I'm glad that Batwoman did a fresh take with it by focusing its efforts on one of the villains, which is the only villain right now, which is Alice, who is basically Beth, the dead sister, which is an interesting trope, an interesting trope for this show, because then you got the whole thing of, Kate's kind of having her loyalty tested with her sister, and also her father, and also Sophie. So she's testing her limits with all three of these, plus at the same time trying to figure out the whole thing of this, of being this new masked Avenger, basically. Everybody in Gotham City is wondering, is Batman back and all this stuff. People are getting hope again and all of that. And Luke Fox is kind of like letting her know that you're giving these people hope, but the thing is, you're not doing it for the reasons that he is, or he was. He, as in Bruce Wayne, who is, of course, as we know, still missing. But I have a feeling Luke might know where he might be, because he said it. He said it in the first episode, saying that even if I call, he wouldn't. There's no way he would come. So I'm really wondering where he might be. But we'll talk about that on another topic. It seems I have a feel. I thought this episode that Kate was going to kind of come out to her sister, the stepsister, but she didn't, because especially after that end, of what happened to her, which I'll get to a little bit later. But it's a lot of plot twists, betrayals, and surprises in this episode that some of you may have seen, some of you may have not. I, for one, did not see the whole stepmother thing come into play. I should have seen it, but it didn't hit me it didn't hit me at the time, because Catherine Hamilton Man, I want to know how the hell she knew that she had the knife. During the breakfast scene, Kate never said anything about the knife at all. She just said that she had proof. But what proof could that be? You know, I don't know how she could have the knife. Maybe, just maybe, someone within the Crows is basically like a triple agent in a way. They work with Catherine. They work with the Crows, and they work with who knows, and they work with Alice. Maybe, who knows? But that actually comes into play with the whole her having to be involved with the whole bone fragments of Beth, because in one of the flashbacks, they basically talk about young Kate and the father. He basically has this whole thing about how bone fragments were found, and skull fracture and all this other yada yada yada, and then young Kate's all like, oh, you're a traitor, blah blah blah, you gave up and all this stuff. And the whole thing about this show, this episode in particular, is about moving on. Because Kate can't move on from Sophie. Kate can't move on from Beth. And that whole, and it like, and basically at the same time, it's like, Luke can't move away from the whole Batman persona thing, because her and Kate, him and Kate had a big like little argument about, he's all like, you don't know anything about any of these particular weapons and equipment, and this is like one of a kind stuff that only one person knows how to use. And then she kind of replies with the whole thing of, you kind of remind me of your father. Oh, I'm a far cry from my dad. And she was like, yeah, your father was more useful. I was like, whoa, man, you just like dug into his soul with that shit. For real. In his soul. But now, again, when she gets into talking with Sophie about the factor of saying that she had proof, and she wanted to see if she can do her a favor by looking up the DNA thing. Now, they were going to do that. They had their little talk, in the parking lot and stuff like that, and then they get jumped by people who are assumingly a part of the Wonderland gang. And the knife is stolen. What I don't get is, you are surrounded by the most powerful, technological, advanced facility in the world, and you're asking other people. Now, I've been told that, yeah, but she doesn't know how to use the equipment and all that stuff. How could you not know how to use any of the equipment? But I see you in freaking episode 1 accessing, the Wayne Enterprise computers and all this other crap. Like, really? It makes no sense to me. I mean, you probably had a DNA splicer or whatever, a DNA analyzer within that cave. But anyway, moving on from that. So, basically, in a way, the Wonderland Gang and Alice is basically, dead or alive. The Crows are basically going to, take them out or bring them in. But either way, they're gonna get justice and whatnot. They had to get authorization from the GCPD to get this dead or alive warrant type thing. You guys, like, now, I love the Gotham TV show that was on Fox, and it showed how reliable those the like the at how reliable, and also at the same time how very untrustworthy the police force can be. But at the same time, they stood by their ground. They knew what they can do on their own. Now maybe that's because Jim Gordon was in the mix. But if GCPD is giving the all-out kill order to take care of Alice, these dudes can't do shit. You guys got you Batman was doing your job. Now you got the Crows doing your job. What the hell is your purpose being in that city anyway? You're not there to protect and serve at all because you guys suck. Bad. But I mean, that's Gotham for you, right? Right? So basically, with this whole thing that's going on, Kate is still strong on the fact that Alice is Beth. And of course, she put that towards everybody. Her father, stepmom, her stepsister, Sophie, and just everybody. So she wanted to plan a get-together with Alice alone. But she knew that the Crows were coming close to finding her. So she asked Sophie to basically give her some time. Now, Sophie gave her the time. But here's what happened. They found out about the Crows found out about these dead bodies that were in an old house that Beth, him, and Kate used to live in. These two old people were killed earlier in the episode. And there is a part earlier in the episode where Beth is there and she's, bantering all that other stuff with the traitor guy from the Crows. And she basically says, yeah, give me some time to find Beth and talk to her and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, she goes to the stepsister's clinic, little illegal clinic, and she sees that the guy from the guy from the previous fight scene that she did earlier in the show, when she caught these guys earlier in the show, cool ass Batman style, which was pretty interesting. She basically unbound him and all that stuff, and she took him in to question him. Now, when she says give your boss a message from me, tell her that Kate Kane said waffles. It's like, that's an interesting. At first I was like, what the hell you mean? But then another flashback happened, and boom, that's when you find out all this other stuff, and waffles means to stand and all that stuff that they used to go to school and all this stuff. So they meet up, they have a little heart to heart. It's her, the girl that plays, the woman that plays Alice is so remarkable in this role. It's criminal to not recognize it. But it's like you don't know whether she's lying or whether she's telling the truth, and you want to believe it. And also, and you can see it in Ruby Rose's character Kate's face, that she wants to believe it. She wants to believe it so badly, but then it's like in the back of your head, you're like, could she be lying? Like, but then how does she know this? How does she know that? And it's really great that I was asking so many questions when I was watching this episode. I had to watch it twice, and I'm still asking questions. So yeah, after that, the Crows came over. They found him. They took her in to take her to. They took Kate in to go to Arkham, But then Kate gave a little riddle talking about the three sisters, and basically it was alluding to the fact that one of the sisters had to go because the other one was keeping her to herself. So basically the other sister is none other than a stepsister, and she gets jumped in her clinic. Luckily she had a batarang that she got from, the guy from previously who she cared for. Stabbed in on him, locked herself in the room, all this stuff. Kate comes as Batwoman and kind of takes the guy silently and all that stuff. Later on in the episode, though, she comes back as Kate, and what's her name is armed to the teeth with a pistol. She was traumatized by what happened, and again, like I was saying earlier, her loyalty was being tested because it was all about whether it was loyalty to what was right or loyalty to her sister. What happened to the stepsister was because of the fact that, Kate and Alice, was the fact that Alice knew that she was a weak point to Kate. But Kate wouldn't probably do anything because she's trying to bring Beth back. But, a cool scene happened between Alice and Beth. Alice and Kate, after Kate saw the factor that the GCPD van, or the Crow's van, blew up and on the bridge with Alice in it. So Batwoman raced, went in, got her out of the van, and it was like a small touching moment until the whole van exploded in water. So, Luke basically brought her back to life via, through the cave's systems and through into the suit. And now we get to the nitty gritty of the gazillionaire Catherine Hamilton, the stepmother, the evil stepmother. She has the knife. So she's trying to prevent so hard she's trying to prevent very hard to not let the identity of Alice come out, because that would render so many things into factor. So again, this episode was full of betrayal, full of surprises, full of twists, and it had a deep plot with that villain, and I loved that, while still giving more, exposition on the hero, but they wanted you to know more about the villain, and by knowing so much how the villain works, motivates the hero to be better. Now, that's quality TV right there, and this is just the second episode. I'm hooked. I'm gonna watch it even more. Now, I did say in my last episode review for this one that I'll do what my buddy says and do the 6 episodes. Second episode got me hooked, so I'm gonna continue watching it. Tell me on the comments down below whether you liked it, whether you disliked it. What did you feel that was left out? What did you feel that wasn't in there? And if you feel indifferent about something, or just want to say hi. Give a like on this video if you enjoyed it, because I enjoyed making it. And if you're new, please subscribe to us, and also hit that bell notification to make sure that you get all of our videos and our content that is coming within the future and stuff that we've done in the past. So, anyway, make sure you go here to subscribe. Peace.